I did mine the wrong way around.
Mm-hmm.
But, Lana.
Yes.
I got a text!
Oh my God!
And it says, "What's up, Islanders, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst." I'm Logan Murphy, I say something gay, and I am drinking coffee. It's still early enough in the day where I do need a little bit of coffee. I'm doing it in my beautiful Get It Done mug because today is all about getting everything done. Been a busy Friday for me, but if I was drinking it out of a mug that I didn't use the last couple of days for lemonade purposes, of course I would be drinking it out of my cup mug. But we have her as a decorative piece today, and we're using the Get It Done mug.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, well.
The spirit of the cup mug was so upset that we weren't using it today that it lashed out.
It did. It did. And what?
Nothing's broken.
She's durable.
She is durable, baby. She's durable. She's microwave proof, I think. I haven't tried it yet.
Yes, I have.
Dishwasher safe.
Yes, she is.
A beautiful size.
And
you can get her at the link below, lanagcreations.etsy.com.
And we shoot internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. And I'm looking at you, UK, and Australia, and France, and Sweden, and US,
Germany,
all of you, in Germany, all of the
US, yep.
Love Island Games people. I'm looking at you. And I am Lana, your resident diva. Resident Evil diva, that is.
Evil.
I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I currently am just drinking water. And that is why my cup mug is upset with me because she's like, why aren't you using me? And I was like, because I got water. And she was like, whatever. And she fell over and all that. But it's okay. She'll be fine. I'm fine. And I'm ready to talk Love Island Games.
We're still enjoying it, y'all.
Oh, this is eating up. This is eating down.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like they took all of my favorite parts of Love Island, got rid of all of the parts I didn't like about Love Island, and included the brought up the competitions to the next level, and it's so good.
So good.
It's so good.
I'm loving it. The drama is just the right amount of drama.
Agreed.
It's not too much. It's not too little. It's the right amount of heart pulling at the heartstrings. It's the right amount of funny. It's the right amount of stupid. It's just right. They did something right with this one, and this cast is chewing the game up like
eating.
Just so good.
And speaking of this cast eating, Lana, we start this episode with a new bombshell that entered the villa. But before we talk about our bombshell,
yes,
make sure to subscribe because we're bombshells over here. Hello.
Duh.
Hello. And we're here all the time talking almost every day, talking almost all things reality. I kind of like that as a tagline. I think that's kind of cute.
It could be cute.
I like it. But
I like it.
We've got a new bombshell has entered the villa.
But first, let's recap. We need to recap and keep people up to date on who is the couples and what we're doing right now.
Because they all change.
Change in a minute. So, our first couple is Jackstein.
We love Jackstein.
We love Jackstein. Jack and Justine, still a couple at this point. We have Curtis and Lisa, still a couple at this point. We have Toby and Sally, still a couple at this point. We have Callum and Liberty, still a couple at this point. We have Johnny and Imani, still a couple at this point. We have Amani and Jess, still a couple at this point.
Ray and Jess.
Ray and Jess, what I say. And Megan is single because Steph has been eliminated. But now we have a new bombshell has entered
the villa. And
ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on Kira.
Oh, her promo photo is so good. Stop it.
Yeah.
I am so thrilled that Kira is coming in right now as a bombshell. I'm even more thrilled that Justine is the person that found her.
Yeah.
They're waking up. She is in her beautiful white bikini, just laying out. And Justine is like, and then Kira turns around and they realize each other. And they're like, oh my God.
So great.
I mean, me too, girl.
Me too.
Me too. Thrilled.
And Justine runs and gets everybody out of the bed like, we got a new bombshell. And everybody's like, oh.
They're like, we haven't had our coffee yet. What the fuck? Like.
And so everybody goes out and greets Kira. She's looking stunning. Everybody's looking like they just woke up. And they're like, wait a minute. Let me go get my life together before we get all up in each other's face. I have not brushed my teeth yet. I have not done anything, washed my face yet. But they go, and Kira is talking to everyone. She's having a conversation with Curtis, and they're getting along very well and comfortably talking. And Curtis is showing her around because she's like, who's going to show me around? Curtis is always to do it. It's great. Then she goes into the ladies' room, and they're chit-chatting and getting ready. And she's like, talking about, what she's about, her being very fluid and open into talking to everyone. And she looks over at Megan. It's like, I think you're kind of beautiful and hot. And she's like, oh, okay. And she was like, I don't know if you like girls. She was like, Megan was like, I do actually. And she was like, oh, well, all right. And so we get flirting between Megan and Kira. And it was lovely. We got lovely, lovely times between Kira, Megan, Kira, and Curtis. And it was just a great time. Sally and Kira actually, of course, know each other, so they're excited to see each other. Ray's excited to see Kira.
I was going to say the new core four of Ray, Kira, Justine, and Sally. I'm like, period. I love that.
I'm here for it.
I have been waiting. I have been clamoring for some queer representation on Love Island. And I know there's been a lot of talk now that this has happened, and we'll talk about, what happens later with the recoupling. But now that we have this kind of relationship on Love Island, which has never really happened before, a lot of people from past Love Island seasons have been speaking out from all over the world about how they were told to suppress any kind of going after someone of the same gender as them. I don't remember exactly. There were a couple different people, I think from the US and the UK, and production literally told them, okay, we need you to focus on the guys. And it's like, I understand the kind of show that you're trying to produce, but that has always been my biggest critique with Love Island is why are we not casting people who are a little bit more fluid? Why not lean into that? Why not lean into, people who are bisexual, people who are pansexual? I think that I'm glad that we're getting it here on Love Island Games. I think that's absolutely incredible. Because I remember my favorite season of Are You the One to date is the all queer season.
Of course. Why wouldn't
they were able to pull it off, no problem. More drama than what they normally get on Are You the One, and it was a successful season overall.
I mean, I think if you're casting a show and you're saying it's all queer, then of course it's going to be successful. It's because that was the aim and that was the goal. But I feel like the logistics when you cast a show like Love Island and you don't make it all queer, but you're putting people who are straight, people who are queer,
Mhm.
it could throw off the balance because what if more people lean towards the queer side than the straight side, or what if more people lean towards the straight side than the queer side? Somebody's going to be left out. It's going to be some where they use, like, a lot of the games calls for numbers, and if the numbers aren't balanced because we got more people leaning into their queer side than their straight side, or more people leaning into their straight side than their queer side, or it's just unbalanced. I think the logistical part of it will be kind of a nightmare if you're not casting it for that specific thing. Now, do I think Love Island games could have a all queer season? Sure. And it would probably be really great to be successful and it'll work. But if you're going to do Love Island games with a mixture of queer and straight, and you're not balancing out who's coming in for who and who's doing what for what, and especially if they're fluid. Now, if they're fluid and they can go either way, then it's like, it just depends on which side the wind blows that day for them and how they feel in that moment. And so it's like, oh, well, we had you thinking you go come in and be falling for a woman, and then you fall for this man, and then now we got this other woman. It's just a, they have to make sure it's balanced on each side.
And I absolutely see what you're saying, and I do truly think that, like, a cast that was more 50-50 queer and straight together, I don't think that would work logistically. But I think what we saw in these episodes is that queer couples can work, because we saw the way that they did the recoupling ceremony, despite it being, you know, all men were pulled from the hatch. Like, we saw that, like, everybody was in there, so there could have been there could have been more of, like, a mix up with that, where some of the women were able to, you know, choose their recoupling partner and all things like that. And we even saw in the challenge as well, the challenge was fit so that way Kira and Megan could compete equally against everybody else. That's all I'm asking for, is, like, I love the amount of representation we're getting here. I'm not necessarily saying I want the whole thing to be queer. I'm not saying I want, you know, half the cast to be queer, but allow the people that are queer that you're casting to explore those options with other people who are queer on these casts.
Right.
And I love what they're doing here with them.
And I do agree. I agree if they cast like that and allow people to, because you're bringing them on the show to find love. And if they find love with someone who is the same gender as them because they just happen to find that person, why would you stifle them from finding love when the whole purpose of the show is love? But I also feel like it's like everybody should just be able to love who they want to love anyway, right? So we don't really need to, we don't, like I said, we don't need to make it all queer. We don't need to make it 50-50 queer, 50-50 straight. We don't need to make it, just let people love who they love. And if it happens to be where another girl comes in and finds another girl, or another guy comes in and finds another guy, it just is what it is. And you work around that. That's your job as the producers, is to work around that and make it work. That's why you have extra bombshells in the wings. So if somebody do come on in, couple up with the same partner of the gender, send in another bombshell of the other choice, so other people can have a fair share. It's not that hard.
No, and I think this is a beautiful step in the right direction.
Yes,
for Love Island, and I'm thrilled about it. And I'm also thrilled that it's Kira, because I love Kira. So
she's so hot. Like, my God, this woman is gorgeous. She's gorgeous. So Kira comes in, everybody's excited about it. They're talking about it, and new couples.
Lisa's getting mad.
Oh, Lisa's getting mad because she already pulled Curtis, and she likes Curtis. And I'm like, okay. And Lisa's just like, I find her so irritating. I find her so very irritating.
Well, we don't have to deal with her for much longer, Lana. But I did feel for her, though, in just a slight sense, because she was coming in. She's like, Curtis is the only person that really does anything for me in the house. And I absolutely get that for sure. And then to have her going for Curtis, Justine talking to Curtis and interesting Curtis at one point, and then having Kira come in and pulling Curtis immediately. I did feel for her a little bit. However, I think what ended up happening in her actions were not, the best. But
right.
But yeah, like you said, Lana, we go pretty much immediately to the night, and we are getting a recoupling.
Yeah. We are getting a recoupling. Like, quickly.
Yeah.
So they let Kira go first because she's the new person and she picks Megan.
Yay! I scream. I have not scramped in a very long time, and I'm very thrilled. And I'm rooting for a lot of people on this cast, but specifically them. I love it.
As you should. And I'm not even mad that you are. Because actually, I am too. I think they're adorable. I think they're cute.
They're so hot together.
They look good. And they just seem like they get along with each other very well. And so I was very excited.
And the fact that everyone on the cast was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like, they all kind of simultaneously realized, oh my God, like, the gravity of what happened. Because I'm pretty sure this is the first queer couple officially on Love Island. I don't think it's ever happened before. And if it has, I'm not a Love Island expert, unfortunately. This does make me want to watch more seasons of regular Love Island as well. I will say that. Like, this has been like, ooh, I kind of want to watch more Love Island now. But thrilled, excited, thrilled.
And even Ariana was like, so how do you think the two of you are going to do in challenges? And they were like, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to come in and kick ass.
Oh, yeah, because we forgot to mention, Lana, our host for this cycle is Ariana Madix, who I realized, has she not been a host before?
I thought she was the host for the first season.
Of US?
Yes.
Was she?
I thought.
I could
be wrong. I could be wrong. I didn't watch the first season of US.
I didn't either. I only watched season 2.
I watched season 2. But if she's not a host, if she hasn't been a host, okay, great.
No, it was Ariel Vandenberg.
Yep.
She did the first couple of seasons. Yeah, she did season 2.
Well, I guess they're not pulling hosts. They're not pulling hosts.
No, it seems like she's just a super fan.
They're just fans or people who they want to pull, which is fine.
Is it still Sarah Hyland? Yeah, it looks like it is.
I meant that she was. It was.
It was Ariel Vandenberg for 3 seasons, and then Sarah Hyland is now has been the host for 4 and 5. So you know what? I like that Ariana Madix is here. I mean, she's a super fan. She was like, I've seen all of the seasons. So for me, this is like a really cool moment. And I'm like, that's so fantastic for her. Plus, who doesn't love seeing Ariana Madix on our screen?
I mean, I do. I enjoy seeing her.
I'm not mad at it. But yes.
Either. So then we go to the next couple is Lisa and Kurt. Curtis got the pick and he picked Lisa. So
Curtis got the first pick out of the hopper.
He got the first pick and
stayed with Lisa. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised because you don't want to ruffle any feathers right now, and he was happy with her.
Yeah.
And then Ray got the next pick. And Ray said, give me my girl back.
Give me back Imani.
Imani. And he got Imani. And I was very happy for that.
Thrilled.
Then Johnny picked next, and he picked Jess. And
I was a little
gagged. I was not even a little. I was super gagged because I thought he was picking Liberty.
I also thought he was picking Liberty. And the entire time, like, we'd really only seen Johnny, you know, connecting with Liberty and hanging out with Liberty. And then Jess had all but given up on Johnny. And then out of nowhere, Johnny's like, I picked Jess. And everyone is just like,
What? What? Johnny is... this is my thing with Johnny. Fundamentally, Johnny's doing nothing wrong.
No, not really.
Fundamentally, he's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
But what he does is he turns stuff that shouldn't be so difficult and so rude to something so rude and disrespectful. And so, like, he doesn't, and we'll talk about it later when we get to the last part of this. He just, fundamentally, he's not doing anything wrong. Everything he's doing is correct. This is Love Island. He's supposed to be open. He's supposed to be talking to people. He's trying to connect with different people. And he ended up picking the person he felt like he connected with the most.
Yeah.
Fine. But it's the way he does it that seems so doozy to me. And it's like, oh.
I think the difficulty too is if you look back to Johnny's original season, he was day one with Sally. And they were pretty much inseparable for most of their Love Island experience. I think him coming in as a bombshell and like pretty much having to play a completely different game of Love Island, I think that's throwing him off, and he doesn't really know, like he doesn't have any tact when it comes to the way that he's connecting with other Islanders. Because he's kind of just going all over the place, doing what he's doing. And I agree with you completely, Lana. I don't think anything he's doing fundamentally is wrong. I just think the way he's going about it is a little tactless and a little like, I would almost say maybe aloof of other feelings.
Yeah. I feel like since, like you mentioned, on his first season, him and Sally was day one, and they were that way throughout the whole thing. I feel like he doesn't want to do that again. And he's so scared of doing that again that he's playing it the whole complete opposite way of how he did it before. And I think a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are like, I don't want to get bogged down at the very beginning like I did last time I played this game, and I got my feelings hurt, and I was hurt, and I don't want to do that again. We see it in a later episode with Justine. It's just people are like, they don't want to relive how they did it before, so they're doing things completely different. And I think that's what's happening with Johnny. I think he don't want to settle down for somebody and get bogged down day one with anybody and couple up so fast that because he's scared. He is still, this relationship with Sally has burned him and her.
Yeah.
They are both scared. We see it with Sally. She is scared. They don't want the same mistake to happen again, but they want to find love, and they want to be in a relationship. Now, I think Johnny wants to be in a relationship, but I think Johnny wants to win more. I don't know if he really wants to be in a relationship, but he wants to win. Yeah. And so it's kind of making what he's doing seem, like you said, aloof and a little distasteful and tactless to the other people's feelings. But I don't, like I said, fundamentally, he's not doing anything wrong. He's supposed to go out and connect with people and talk with people and play the field a little bit until he finds that one person he feels he's the most connected with. And I don't know if he's going to do that, because I think he's going to be I'm looking for somebody who's going to win these games with me.
And I ultimately think that is a lot of the reason why he picked Jess over Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Liberty's doing bad in challenges, but I do think Jess is a little bit more well-rounded when it comes to her challenge ability.
Agreed. So then
will he stay with Jess? I don't think so. Given the new options, I don't think so. But
yeah, I'm thinking about who's coming in. I don't think so either. Yeah. But then we have Toby and Sally, still a couple. And then Callum and Liberty, still a couple. And then Arsenal. But that's what's happening with there.
Perfect.
So yeah.
So we've got our new lovely new couples, all 7 of them. And we go pretty much straight into the challenge.
All right. So the challenge happens, and we're going to Maddox Mountain. Maddox Mountain. Mm-hmm. And so all of the guys and Kira are going to be strapped into the cubes, and they're going to have the red flags being shown. They're going to turn them around, and 2 red flags, you'd have to assign them to whoever you think that it goes with. And once you do that, the girls will go and slide down the mountain, find the matching key blindfolded, and climb back up the mountain to free their partner.
Mm-hmm.
So, and baby, do we know this is going to be drama from the second they said assign the red flags to your fellow Islanders.
I'm like, where do we even start? Because some of them were very obvious. Not a lot of them were super like out there. I think the biggest one for me was Lisa calling Imani two-faced.
And here's where I have the problem.
Yep.
Because Lisa was upset about Imani voting for her in the last dumping to go. And her and Curtis didn't go. It was Steph. But so she was upset with Imani. And I was like, okay, yeah, you could be upset with Imani because you thought she was your friend. But I'm like, also, Jess also voted for you. And all the heat seemed to come back on Imani, not Jess. And so I was like, what is that about? Like, Jess was sitting on that whole balcony with you when Curtis was talking to Justine and was rooting you on and telling you should be bad. I'll be fuming and he's disrespectful and so rude and da girl, hyping her up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turned around and voted for her to leave that same night.
Mm-hmm.
But Lisa's upset with Imani because she voted for her. And she called her two-faced. Now, Imani took it a little personal, and I'm like, valid feelings as well. I don't like it because I'm like, if somebody called me two-faced, and I'm like, I'm not two-faced. I ain't do nothing to you, girl, but okay, work. It was rather interesting. So the challenge happens, and
alliances are clear at this point.
Very clear.
Because Callum and Liberty had the unfortunate position of going first in this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody wanted them to win. It was clear right off the bat, nobody wanted them to win.
Yeah, no. No.
And then people are getting on Ray's case because Ray was helping someone.
Yes, because he was with Johnny. But I'm like, Ray and Johnny are cool, so why wouldn't Ray want to help Johnny? And Ray was also helping Sally and Justine because they cool. But Toby, I was getting on Toby's case because Toby was actually helping Lisa when nobody else was. And helping Liberty too.
Yeah.
When nobody else was. And so everybody was kind of looking at Toby like, okay. All right, Toby, we see you.
And then we see Sally struggling.
Again.
A lot.
Again. Oh, Sally. Sweet Sally.
I love Sally dearly.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of my favorite people on this cast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see her making it to the end of the competition.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
I wouldn't be surprised if her and whoever she's with gets dumped within the next couple of dumpings. I'm going to be honest. And it just comes down to challenge performance. Because I just don't think, unfortunately, she's at the competition level as a lot of these other Islanders are at, which is unfortunate because I love Sally, but
I agree. It's like, oh man, but yeah, I don't think Sally's gonna do. We'll talk about because I have some real issues with the whole Sally Toby relationship and coupling and issues and things. But yeah, so the competition goes. People are pretty much like, some people are like, oh, that was cold. Like, I think somebody called Jack a player, and they're like, and Justine was like, what do you mean he's a player? He's the most loyal guy in here. And everybody's like, she was like, me a player? I never said I didn't want nobody but Justine. How am I a player? That's crazy. So it was weird. It was interesting, but nobody really got their feelings hurt except for Imani and Lisa, because nobody wants to be called two-faced, and Imani didn't like that. But then we go back to the villa, And Imani is talking to Lisa with all the girls. All the girls are talking, and Lisa's expressing how disappointed she was at Imani. And Imani was like, I don't understand why you're mad at me. I was trying to play the game. And then Lisa was like, yep, that's what I was trying to do, just trying to play the game. And Jess was like, I know you're mad because we voted for you and all this other stuff. It was Lisa took it a little personal that she got votes. And I don't blame her. But then the night falls. And the night falls. Everybody's getting dressed. Everybody's looking hot and sexy and fly and cool, getting swagged out for the evening. And they come out and they do their little toasty toast and cheersy cheers. And Lisa was, I want to pull Lisa for a chat. We need to talk because I don't want this awkward foolishness between us. I want to go for a chat. And so she pulls Lisa for a chat and they talk. And Imani was like, I want to know what that was all about. And she was like, Lisa was like, I'm just playing the game. It was the game. And she was like, yeah, but you called me two-faced and I'm not two-faced. And she was like, I mean, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about you. And Imani was like, oh, okay, well, if that's how you feel, then I don't know how we could possibly go forward in this game together. She was like, I don't know if we can be, even friends. And Lisa's like, no, definitely not. We won't be friends. We can't be friends after this. And she was like, oh,
okay.
Noted. Good to know. She's like, I mean, if that's how you feel, she's like, that's how I feel. And they were like, okay, that is what it is. And they left it at that. They were no longer friends. And so Callum was like, Lisa came because Callum was talking to Curtis, and Lisa was like, yeah, I just thought we weren't going to be friends anymore. And Callum was like, what? You said that? She was like, yeah, we're just not going to be friends. He was like, whoa, oh no. He was like, this girl is crazy. Like, this is not the right move to make in this game. And he told Curtis, she gonna be the reason you go home, basically.
If this was regular Love Island, it wouldn't be an issue.
Would not be.
But it's Love Island Games.
Yep. And everything.
Given Imani's track record, we'll talk about it. But it was kind of the absolute worst thing for Lisa to do at the absolute worst time.
Yep.
So, because then
Ariana comes in and is like, let's do the results.
Are they going to text?
Are they going to text?
They got a text. Ooh. And they have to go to the fire pit. Ariana walks in to give them the results of the Maddox Mountain Challenge. We find out that the power couple, for the second time in a row for Imani, is Imani and Ray. They slayed it. Point blank, they slayed it. Like, it was not a competition at all. So,
no.
We also find out from Ariana that the bottom two teams, based on challenge performances, are going to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that be Callum and Liberty, not surprised.
No.
And Selly and Toby, also not surprised. Mm-hmm. We find out also that the power couple's power this round is to take one of the safe couples and make them vulnerable.
I wonder who is going to get picked to be vulnerable with Imani and Ray are the power couple.
These producers really did not want Lisa to stay in the competition very long. They thought Lisa was going to go first, and they said, shit, we got to do something because Lisa went first. So, to nobody's surprise at all,
Imani
and Ray pick Lisa and Curtis, meaning that Lisa and Curtis, Sully and Toby, and Callum and Liberty are now vulnerable. But wait, Lana.
Ooh.
Because then...
Wait.
Two new bombshells have entered the villa during the elimination. I'm like, this is a... What?
I was like, huh? What?
I do love that it's two bombshells from the same season, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
That's
kind of wild.
Yeah, two new bombshells entering the villa. Who are they, Lana?
Georgia's here.
Now, I remember seeing bits and pieces of her season, actually, which means I've seen bits and pieces of Megan's season.
Georgia is loyal.
Loyal. And this time, she's not going to be loyal.
Not going to be loyal.
I like her.
I do like.
I like her.
Stunning.
Gorge.
I will say this. This picture is good, but it's not giving her any justice because her best feature is her eyes. And they are gorgeous. And when you see an up-close picture of her, you can't help but look into her eyes. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
And then walking in with Georgia
is Ayal.
And that's a good-looking man.
Ooh, that's a very good-looking man.
At first, I was like, I don't know if I like him. I don't know if I think he's hot. And then I stared at him more, and I was like, oh, no, yeah, he is hot. He is kind of hot.
He's kind of hot.
Mm-hmm.
So they enter having almost no concept of what's happening. And they go and stand by the fire pit. These three couples are up there. And Ariana's like, well, let me fill you in. And Georgia's like, yes, please. It feels very tense here.
Everybody looking at them like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And everybody looking at the three up there like, uh-oh.
So Georgia and I all get brought up to speed. They find, and then Ariana reveals that each one of them is going to immediately pick one of the 6 vulnerable people to couple with. Immediately. And I'm like,
huh?
But then I was also like, oh my God, this might save Curtis. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And then
me too. And then
I was like, oh my God, Curtis might have a second chance. Georgia,
The new couple alert. Georgia picks Toby.
Georgia picks Toby, having presumably no concept of the relationship between Toby and Sully. And I'm like,
are we about to lose Sully?
I was like, no.
I was like, we cannot lose Sully. I'll be so mad.
But don't worry, Lana.
Because I love Sully. And I was like,
thank you, Ayal.
Thank you, Ayal.
You moved up like 6 or 7 notches in my book by picking Sully. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I was like, you're fine with me if you pick Sully, because as much as I said I don't think Sully's gonna last long, I didn't want it to be this soon.
Yeah.
I need Sully around for a while. So
we are then left with Callum and Liberty and Lisa and Curtis in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the couples vote. All of the couples that are not Georgia and Toby and Ayal and Sully get to vote one of the couples out. We're voting a full couple out. Yep. I would have been intrigued to see what would have happened had Georgia and Ayal split a couple.
Ooh.
I think in that case, then they would have done it where the girls vote to eliminate the guy and the guys vote to eliminate the girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so Lisa would have gone for sure. But
I don't think Curtis would have gone. I think Callum would have gone.
I think Callum would have gone.
I think Callum would have gone.
And then by proxy, that would have left probably, I don't know, Curtis. It would have been automatically Curtis and Liberty had
Liberty
changed, but
it would have
but
been
this vote was not a surprise.
Nope.
Completely unanimous. Curtis and Lisa are eliminated. And I felt so bad for Curtis.
I felt bad for Curtis because he didn't deserve that.
No.
He was like, he even told Armani, I don't think you're two-faced. I don't think any of this. I think
Yeah, I did love that he was like, because Curtis was talking to Ray at the time, and then Imani comes over, and he's just like, I don't think you're two-faced. She goes, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I love the way Imani goes about everything, honestly. Like, I think she's so classy in that way, and I really, really enjoy her. But yes, so Curtis and Lisa are eliminated, and yeah.
Sorry, Curtis and Lisa. That's it for you. That's it for you.
Yeah.
But
yep.
But then, we get these new couples, we get new people, and we move.
Yeah, we do. So it's an interesting dynamic then, because obviously Sally and Toby have been together since day one, but now both of them in these new couples are like, well, I guess now I can explore.
Maybe.
Like,
because I feel like they have been at this like cutesy still kind of moment in their whole thing. Like, I have a problem with Toby. I don't think he has any game, and I'm gonna be honest. He won't step up. He waits for the girl to initiate anything with him, and he's like, she'll say something like, I would love for something to happen. What do you mean? What do you want? What do you mean, the kiss? What do you want to do right now or something? I'm like, just take the goddamn kiss.
And that was Jack's issue as well. Is like Jack was really trying to get Toby to like engage with Sally, but honestly, I think I prefer Ayal.
I 100% prefer Ayal for Sally, and I was like, you know what? Good, because Toby wasn't stepping up to the plate. Maybe it wasn't the match that they wanted. Maybe Georgia would be better for Toby, but I feel like
it felt like Sally got a little complacent
because he wasn't doing anything, and so she was like, if you're not gonna do nothing, I'm not gonna do nothing. Sally is the kind of girl who wants to be pursued, who wants to have the person step up for them, and Toby wasn't doing that. But even in this first moment with her with Ayal, he was definitely like showing his interest. He was talking to her, and she even mentioned it. She was like, he was talking. So this man was talking to me, and he put his hand on my knee. I was just lightly rubbing, caressing my knee and talking to me, and he was moving close, and he was letting his intentions known, like he wants to get to know me. He wants to talk to me. He really wants to, have this type of moments with me. And Toby wouldn't do that, and she was just like, he's not, but Ayal is. So maybe this is what they both. She's like, because if Toby is somebody who I really wanted, and if he really wanted me, we'll find ourselves back to each other at some point if that's what it's meant to be. But if it's not, and it's with Ayal or someone else, I'll explore that. And I was like, as you should. As you should.
I'm thrilled about it.
Me too.
But we also see someone else going for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
That's Johnny. And now Johnny.
I don't have a problem with this. I don't. Because this is Love Island. This is what you're supposed to do. And I don't even think that first conversation between Georgia and Johnny was Johnny trying to hit on Georgia. It was just welcoming her to the villa, making her feel comfortable, because he was a bombshell before, and he came into a situation where everybody was already coupled up. And so he probably understood how she felt coming into this situation. He was just talking to her. That first conversation was not flirty. It was just them having a conversation, which I was like, okay, cool. He's just talking to the girl, and he's allowed to do that. But Jess was not happy about it when she found out later that Johnny had a conversation with Georgia. And I'm like, okay, but we'll talk about that too. Then we get the game. There's another game, and it's Marry, Kiss, Pie, Smooch, or Smooch, Marry.
Smooch, Marry, Pie. which is a classic Love Island game. A lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, I played that on my season." I didn't play that on my season, but like they all know what it is. You smooch someone, you marry someone, you pie someone.
Right.
A lot of these were inconsequential. I did love that it was for seemingly no reason hosted by Justine and Jack.
Well, Justine didn't feel well.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's what I said. Justine wasn't feeling well, so they decided just to host, not play.
Okay, that's fair.
She didn't know if she caught something and didn't want to be kissing folks. And
totally makes sense. So we're doing this game. Most choices here in Smooch, Marry, Pie are not surprising by any means of the imagination. No. A lot of people are pieing Callum. Yeah. Callum is getting the bulk of the pies.
Yeah.
He's pieing people, doing the pies. And then at one point, when it's his turn, he goes to smooch Megan, and she's just like not having any of it because there's just pie everywhere. She is not having it. The big interesting moments for me are really that we see 3 different girls go for Johnny.
As in pieing Johnny?
No, as in smooching Johnny.
Yes.
Because we saw Liberty do it, we saw Jess do it, and then we saw Georgia do it.
Yep.
And then when it was Johnny's turn to smooch, he went for Georgia. And doesn't surprise me, honestly.
Me either. I wasn't surprised. And I didn't, like, again, fundamentally, he did nothing wrong.
Yeah. We see Ray and Toby pieing each other. It was a lot of tit for tat stuff. Liberty and Jess pie each other.
Jess pie Liberty first, and it's like making this whole big scene about you came to me when I was vulnerable. You was trying to talk to the person I was talking to. And Liberty is like, I thought we squashed this.
So Liberty goes and has this whole speech of like, I'm a powerful woman, blah, blah, blah. I'm here to fight for what I want, and I'm not here to be stepped over. Boom.
And walked away. And I'm like, I was like, yes, Liberty. Yes.
I really am. I don't dislike either of these 2 ladies, but I do think I like Liberty a little bit more personally.
Oh, I definitely like Liberty a little bit more. I like Liberty a whole lot more than I like Jess. Jess is so petty and so ridiculous about Johnny. And I'm like, Johnny ain't even worth that. Not that Johnny is not fine, because the man is fine. Let's give him props for props too. But he has played in your face several times already, and you kind of like, I'm fuming, but you fall right back into it. It's so ridiculous. And for you to get mad at Liberty for playing the game, what she's supposed to do, I'm sorry it's the person that you happen to be coupled with or like, but she also likes him, and she has every right to go up and have conversations with him and talk to him and find out if their chemistry is real. But guess what, honey? At the end of the day, he chose you. So you should have some kind of solace in it. No matter what you say, he chose me. And he even went to the whole mile of, he kissed Georgia. You're mad. But then he came and he proposed to you.
And you're still mad.
And you're still mad. And I'm like, the fact of the matter is, I would want my guy to want to propose to me rather than just kiss me. Because if you just want to kiss me, that's it. You just want to kiss me. You want no real connections with me. Fine. And I was like, I didn't get it. I didn't get that at all. I didn't get it. Another big moment was Johnny deciding to pie Sally. And I was like, okay, Johnny. Now you really, I was like, now you're just doing too much. You're doing too much. That's my thing with Johnny. Johnny does too much, and it's unnecessary. Like, even if he wanted to kiss Georgia, he didn't have to make that big old speech about it. Like, he could have been like, I choose to kiss this person because I want to possibly get to know them a little bit. Bam. Done. Kiss. Be done with it. But you went on about, I had my eye on her since the moment she walked in the villa. How's that supposed to make Jess feel? The person you're coupled with. So he needs to think about what his actions cause other people's feelings. And you don't do that. And then when he goes and pies Sally, and he making this thing like, I'm getting you back. And I'm like, sir, it's over. But Stephanie handled it perfectly. She was like, yeah, I'd be mad too if I lost me. That's what it is. You're mad. And I'm like, because you lost the bag quick. And I was like, yes, Sally, let him know.
Personally, I loved it.
I love that. I was like, oh, Johnny.
We also learned throughout this episode that Megan and Ayal were coupled up on their original season of Love Island. And it was a little awkward. They had their like thing. I do love that it's now Ayal and Selly coupled up with both of their exes also in the house.
Right.
I'm like, okay, that's an interesting dynamic.
Because they don't understand each other and what they're dealing with.
And then Ayal goes to pie Megan.
Because she pied him first. Because she was like, he pied me on my season, so payback. And he was like, well, I'm going to pay back right now on you. And so he pies her. I thought it was a cute little tit for tat thing. It was fine.
Now, who made out with Megan that got Kira pissed? I don't remember who that was. It was Callum. Yeah.
Yeah. Callum kissed Megan, and she was a little upset. But then here's the thing. Megan is completely over Callum.
I don't think Megan was ever into Callum.
I don't think it was that deep, but she was like, I'm never kissing him again. She's like, and I was like, well.
I don't see Megan or Kira voluntarily recoupling.
Well,
I think the two couples right now that I think are the absolute steadiest, and I don't see, unless like if someone comes in and recouples with them, that's one thing. But the two couples that I feel are the absolute most solid right now are Jack and Justine, and Kira and Megan.
Right now, yeah.
Right now,
yeah.
Now I don't know if things happen in the next episode, Lana.
I didn't say anything. I don't know if things happen in the next episode either. Logan.
Lana.
Logan. But because we stop right here. That's where they leave us on the cliffhanger.
I know.
And so we have to figure out what all happens in the next. Oh, yeah. This is where they leave us.
They leave us with Johnny and Selly. The last thing we see is Johnny pieing Selly. Cliffhanger next episode. So
okay, because I have to be sure because I did watch the next episode, so I don't want to.
Yeah, Lana's through episode 8. I have not watched through episode 8 yet, so that's where we leave it. And if we forgot anything from episode 7 or 8, we will start there in our next episode. But thank you for joining for our episode 5 through 7 recap of Love Island Games. We'll be back next time. Just me and Lana. We're the only ones doing it. Unless somebody else decides to join.
And I don't really care because I'll do it by myself if I have to because I really love this show.
Never. I'm here with you. It's more reality TV to watch, but I'm enjoying Love Island Games. And I am hoping that it gets a season 2 because this is really entertaining. It's really entertaining. So thank you for joining us. Let us know in the comments below. Who are you rooting for? Are you upset with the dumping? How do you feel about the new bombshells that entered the villa? And otherwise, subscribe if you haven't already. We really do appreciate it. Hit all the buttons that say you support us. If you hit the dislike, hit it twice. Down below in the description, you can find all of our links for our socials. The Cut Pod at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me and Lana as well, and you could go get your merch, including but not limited to the Cut mug. And before Lana breaks her entire damn setup, we're just going to get out of here. So cheers.
Yeah.
Lana, stop breaking your setup.
I'm still getting used to this setup. Thanks.
Good.